And everybody, Josh here from the 8-Bit Goonies, and today we're talking wrestling. AEW All Out just happened from Chicago, and mixed show, good show, mixed to good show. How about that? But today I don't want to talk about the whole show. Just a quick recap, I guess. There were some good matches. There were some matches that were so-so. I may do a full review on it, but today I really want to do a review on the match that caught my eye and the one that kept running through my head over and over, and that's the match of Darby Allin, Jimmy Havok, and Joey Janela. So now, to be honest with you, I had an idea of Joey Janela and Jimmy Havok prior to AEW starting. I'd never heard of Darby Allin until AEW, but since they've come on the scene, I've really enjoyed the antics, especially of Joey Janela. I thought the Darby Allin match with Cody Rhodes was fantastic, and I just wanted to do a recap of this match today because I'm not a big fan of the hardcore spectacle matches, to be honest with you, but this one was pretty damn entertaining. Now, what I do like for these matches is when my buddies come over, these are the matches I like to show them. These are the matches that I like to say, these are the spectacle matches. Everybody throws on the Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell match. You throw on, anything with Mankind or Mick Foley, sure. You want to grab their attention and make them say, "Holy shit, this isn't scripted. This isn't fake. Holy shit." That's what you want to go for sometimes when you're showing a non-wrestling fan, especially some of my friends. You want to show them that eye-catching moment, and I've added this match to my repertoire now of matches I can show them to say, "Hey, check out wrestling." So we have Darby Allin, we have Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havok. Now, these three guys, they have a specific style, absolutely. We've seen what they've been able to do recently, and it is extreme. So, you never know what to expect. The match starts. Jimmy Havok takes the stapler, gives himself a couple staples right off the bat, and we get right into it. So right off the bat, we get a Darby Allin, Joey Janela team up against Jimmy Havok. They get them to the outside. The first thing they do is pull out the gaffer tape, the duct tape, and you can tell they're having a little trouble. They should have had it pre-started. They get it going. They tape Jimmy Havok to a chair, and then this is an original spot in my book. I've never seen this before. Darby Allin pulls out a cup of thumbtacks and pours them in his hand and puts them into Jimmy Havok's mouth. Well, if that's not bad enough, then they take the gaffer tape and they tape his mouth shut with the damn thumbtacks in his mouth. Horrifying. That is horrifying. That is claustrophobic. That is scary as hell in my book. Great spot. Jimmy Havok is insane for allowing these people to do that. Joey Janela is just so happy and proud of what he's doing, and man, that's brutal. Anyway, that then allows Darby Allin and Joey Janela to have some interactions, some good back and forth. Darby Allin makes it to the top rope and he's looking to do something to Janela. Then he looks out and Havok is like taunting him. So he just does a flip into Jimmy Havok, who is taped to a chair full of thumbtacks in the mouth, all taped up, and just collapses the chair with Havok underneath of him. Horrifying spot, but it was amazing to see. Darby Allin then goes back to the top rope. Janela catches him, does that brutal drop, drops him onto the apron on his back. Just a devastating move. Janela's facials are priceless. I didn't know what to think of Joey Janela when I first saw him. I love Joey Janela now. I think he is so entertaining. The funniest spot, the biggest pop, honestly, of the night for me, possibly, was when he pulls out the tennis racket. So if you've kept up with any of the YouTube interactions, Jim Cornette hates Joey Janela. Joey Janela loves throwing it in Cornette's face about how he wrestles. He pulls out the tennis racket, looks at it like, what is this stupid thing? And he hucks it over his shoulder. Excellent moment. Havok is wrestling the rest of the match with the tape around his neck. There's a great spot where Havok gets Joey Janela against the ring, or the ring post, and he's going to go for a chop, and Janela ducks it, thinking he's real super savvy, and and instead Havok stops and gives him the old eye poke. Excellent spot. Some back and forth. They get back in the ring. Then we get the paper cut spots. So Jimmy Havok grabs a piece of AEW paper and goes right between and gives Joey Janela the old slice between the webbing of your fingers maneuver. Gets out a stapler, gives Janela a staple in the head. Then probably the most impressive spot of the night of any match, in my opinion, is this chair spot. I have no idea how they do it. Jimmy Havok grabs Janela, falls down. Janela's sitting in a chair, holding the chair. Havok kicks him over like he's going to flip him over into the chair. And Joey Janela lands perfectly in the chair sitting up, and he's just so smug and so proud. Again, Janela's facials are fantastic, but how he pulled off that landing on that chair perfect, I have no idea. Spectacular. Of course, then the chair is used for a brain buster. Janela drops Havok right into that. A table set up outside. Joey Janela charges Darby Allin, flips over him, grabs him, and they both go tumbling into the table. Amazing spot. Again, Darby Allin sells this to the moon. He's holding his head. He's screaming. The ref jumps out, I think legitimately thinking he's hurt. You see the little hand squeeze. He's okay, but holy moly, does he sell it, and rightfully so. It looks like it is amazingly painful. Darby Allin is really good, not just at doing the extreme stuff, but really selling the extreme stuff. They have the whole he feels pain and he kind of enjoys it mentality. That's what he's got going, and that's pretty cool because he's definitely in pain at different times in this match. There's a spot where Janela goes to the top rope and he does a backflip. Jimmy Havok's laying on the ground and he's going to do a backflip out kind of onto the metal ramp, and he completely botches it, completely misses it, and he lands with just this thud. Boosh, nobody there. It looks like he's just diving into nobody. This is the Cracker Barrel Extreme match, so sponsored by the Cracker Barrel, so of course we're going to get some biscuits involved. They do look like some pretty nice buttery biscuits. Havok smashes the tray of biscuits over Janela's head. Then there's two giant barrels that they rolled down. Havok's selling the weight of it a little bit. We can see later they're not super loaded, but nonetheless, pulls those down to the ringside, setting up for the ending here. Darby Allin, we all know Darby Allin is a skateboarder. He loves his skateboarding. They say he grew up skateboarding. He's a skateboarder. He's only 22 years old, so he's probably still, he's still a big skateboarder. He pulls out his skateboard, and you can see the bottom of it is lined with, it looks like spikes. We find out it's thumbtacks somehow loosely adhered to the bottom. He smashes Havok in the face with the board. Uses the blunt end of it, not the spiked bottom of it. He hits Janela with that, and then goes to the top rope and jumps off, does an ollie off of Janela's back with the spikes down, leaving a whole bunch of tacks in Janela's back. Brutal. Janela wrestles the rest of the match. He really got him good. Those thumbtacks went good and deep into Janela because he had him the whole rest of the match. So then, it continues back and forth. We get some really good stair shots. Darby Allin gets put into the stairs. Finally, Darby Allin gets Havok over the stairs and climbs to the top rope with one of the giant barrels, places it behind his back, and does his suicide, death drop, whatever they want to call it, right towards Havok. Havok moves, and Darby Allin just smashes through the barrel onto the steel steps. That was it for him. That basically eliminated Darby Allin from the match from that point on. Smashes the barrels up good, or smashes that barrel up good, and is removed himself from the match. Then it's down to Havok and Joey Janela basically at this point as Darby Allin is injured, selling outside of the ring. We get a really good DDT, kind of the classic Randy Orton, legs up on there. Janela's got him, DDTs him, sharp-looking move. Janela goes up to the top rope and does an elbow drop that is unreal. So Macho Man would be proud. He leaps. I mean, he jumps. It's not like out. He jumps up, and he catches so much air before coming down onto Jimmy Havok. It's super impressive. Like, once again, we see the shots of the thumbtacks in his back. It's just scratched up. That board got him good, and he still has those thumbtacks in him. And then we get set to go home. We get Jimmy Havok puts the remaining barrel in the middle of the ring, gets Janela on the top rope, goes for a superplex. I don't think they quite got all of what they wanted. Janela's legs go through the barrel, and he's selling that his legs are hurt. Havok not happy with that, really wanting to give that barrel the smash, then picks the barrel up, recenters it in the ring, picks up Janela, gives him the acid rainmaker right into the barrel, smashing it up good. And Jimmy Havok surprisingly gets the 1-2-3 pinfall victory here. I think a lot of people were predicting that Darby Allin would get it because he's had a lot of, pumping behind him, a lot of people on his side. And I think he's got a lot of talent. He's 22. He's going to be around for a long time. That kid's going to be a bright, shining star for the next 20 years, as long as he doesn't kill himself first. Actually, if any of these guys kills themselves first. But Jimmy Havok gets the win. Janela doesn't really need the win. He's already carved himself out a name with that Moxley match and with what he's basically willing to do in the ring. So I guess I can see, but honestly, I don't think Havok really needed it. I think Darby Allin could have used the win the most of anybody, but I'm fine with Havok getting in the win. To be honest with you, of these three guys, Havok's probably my least favorite. I guess none of them look like a traditional wrestler. Janela's the closest one, and he's not really a traditional wrestler by any means. But they have such a unique style, and they're so willing to go above and beyond with what they do. I got to give them props. No, this match was a lot of fun. Again, I'm going to be adding it to my repertoire of holy shit matches that I can show my friends that say, hey, wrestling's fake. I'm going to say, well, come and watch this match. This just happened a week ago, a month ago, whatever it may be down the road. I always like to keep one of these in my back pocket that they've never seen before. I can bust out, and this is going to be my go-to now for a little while. It was a lot of fun, very creative with their spots, very creative, and stuff I've never seen before. The barrels use, the thumbtacks in the mouth, holy shit. Oh, I need to come back to that because there was a resolution to the thumbtacks in the mouth. So Jimmy Havok gets the thumbtacks in the mouth. Darby Allin jumps off the top rope, smashes through him in the chair. A few minutes later, Joey Janela's coming over to put Havok through a table. Havok counters it, pulls the tape off of his mouth, and spits the remaining thumbtacks into his hand and throws them at Janela. So he literally did have thumbtacks in his mouth through all this for who knows how long. Havok's bleeding from where he stapled himself. Janela's bleeding from his back. Darby Allin's just thrashed as he always is. Good match. Right in the middle of the card. It was a great place for this match. I think a lot of people were happy with this match. I think the show after this match honestly went on a little bit of a decline till we got to some of the later final matches. 4-hour show. It really got long. Something else I noticed with AEW tonight, they really need to step up some of their camera, or it's not even their camera work so much, it's the truck editing. They cut to people, it was really prevalent in the women's battle royal tonight. So they were getting shots of people coming down and missing crucial eliminations. It's kind of like they've got too much going on at once, or they're trying to focus on one thing when the action should be the focus. And so they need to work on that a little bit. The commentary team, again, not so hot. If you'd like to see a full review, I think I'd like to do one. So I may do one. Let me know down in the comments below. Give a thumbs up, give a like. Again, gaming content, wrestling content, we've got it all for you. Let me know what you thought of this match, Janela, Havok, and Darby Allin, and tell me what you think the future holds for these guys. I mean, they are the hardcore guys. They are extreme, but how well is that going to mix and match when they get in there with some other talent? Oh, we saw Janela and Moxley could do it, but Moxley's a pretty extreme guy. What's going to happen when we get somebody like Cody Rhodes versus one of these guys, or somebody, Sean Spears, or some of the more traditional mat style wrestlers, or Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy versus a couple of these guys? Can they maintain this extreme without just keep fighting each other? I think they're going to need to branch out and maybe lose a little bit of the extreme stuff and see how well some of their traditional wrestling is. Although, like I said, Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc aren't really traditional wrestlers. Darby Allin, we saw in the match with Cody Rhodes, that he can do the non-extreme stuff and still make it extreme. So I'm very curious to see. I'm looking forward to TNT on Wednesday night. I will absolutely be watching that and not NXT. But that's just my personal preference. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Let me know what you thought of this match, and we'll talk to you soon.